Yes, Relayer right now on States and Kingdoms. Welcome back. Today we're talking about Yes's album Relayer from 1974. And this is an interesting one, isn't it, Sean?
Sure is, John.
So, I love Yes. I've listened to them for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to say Tales from Topographic Oceans was my favorite album of theirs.
Very unusual.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
But for some reason, and I'm a little embarrassed, for some reason, I really never got into this album. I am embarrassed.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed for you.
Thank you. This something when I put it on the very first time a long time ago, something about it, I don't know, it was too much for me at the time. And I didn't listen to it.
That restates basically what you said before.
Yeah. So, long story short, we got a comment from a lovely viewer who said, you guys should do Relayer. Mm-hmm. We've already done Close to the Edge, Tales, Fragile. Right. Is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's it. So, we decided to, try to really get into it, finally. Now that time has passed. You got something to say?
No. Well, I similarly... This album is difficult to get into. Gates of Delirium, not as much. Yeah. But there was great difficulty really sort of imbibing Sound Chaser. Sound Chaser is a difficult...
Sound Chaser is dense.
I said imbibing instead of consuming, so Sound Chaser was an impediment for me on this album. And it wasn't that I thought, that's terrible. It's just that, wow, this is going to take a lot
listening.
And I just didn't do it.
It's going to take time. A whole lot of pressure.
I didn't. So that was the thing. With the comment, it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's go back to Relayer and just play it 3 billion times.
Yeah. So we've listened to it a lot. Lately.
I read War and Peace several times, trying to get into what, John Anderson's frame of mind.
Put your tunic on.
No, but
and meditated.
No, so that's what we did, and and it was fun because we really came away with this with no understanding of this album at all. No, I mean, with more of an understanding.
So certainly. It's not like it's hard. It's not hard to listen to music. This is a band that we really love, so it's not like it was really hard. Easy. But yeah, finally, I get it. Finally, it permeated my being, and
gross.
I actually really, really like this album a lot. I do.
Well, Gates of Delirium, because we just talked about one of my favorite long-form songs, Tarkus.
Right.
This would have to be another one.
It's really amazing. Really good.
It's an incredible achievement. 21-minute long song. Very, very dense. Tons of shifts. It's just an amazing piece of music, and it's exciting. Actually, I mean, I'm not just saying it, because I don't know why I would say that if it's boring. I'd say it's boring.
I say everything's exciting.
No, well, we keep saying you're not picky.
No, I'm easily impressed.
No, but it is very exciting. The each change just seems to flow perfectly from the last. Mm-hmm. The last section, and they had really. I mean, I use the word perfected, but I'll say they had really perfected their craft here, and it's not as accessible because Yes is always very accessible, and that's one of the things is how incredibly successful they were. They were. It's still kind of stunning how successful they were.
Yeah, because there is a real immediate thing to most of their songs. The melody hits you, and that's what everything is driven by.
Anchored by the melody, and they're very memorable. And the melodies here are still memorable, but somehow the way the song is structured, it does take some time to...
It took a few listens
even
for it to start to kind of emerge from the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with Gates of Delirium, it definitely, the first time we put it on recently, I was kind of like,
what is this?
It's kind of like, yep.
Turn this off.
They've lost their minds. But slowly, the form starts to take shape.
This isn't the Yes I Know. Yeah.
And there's some really gorgeous moments.
Well, there really are. I mean, there's incredible playing.
Yeah.
And one thing that struck me is the bass. Chris Squire's playing is just immaculate on this, and it's actually more of a little bit more subdued, a little bit more of a support. Mm-hmm. So I always think of him as like a lead bass player,
Yeah, totally.
And I mean, there are moments for him on this album, but on the Gates of Delirium, it's just the bass is always there, supporting everything, playing melodic lines. Mm-hmm. But I mean, really fantastic bass on this.
Yeah, the rhythm section in general is just really.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alan White. Yes. Yeah. It's just solid.
It's a wild song. I mean, this whole album, it really, even now, having listened to it like 100 times in the last week, I can't quite pull apart. Like I can't quite distinguish the different pieces of the songs without listening to it. When I'm listening to it, it's fine. But to try to recall it, there's so much happening.
Yeah.
And there's so many shifts, and it's so dynamic. And
well, generally, you can. Certainly, I mean, the beginning part and then the battle, that begins, the battle section with all the noises in the background, and it just leads into Soon, which I think, I mean, it's one of my favorite melodies that certainly they had written.
It's catchy.
It's lovely. Really is. And it's plaintive. It is like hopeful, vaguely, but hopeful. Just beautiful melody. Steve Howe's pedal steel.
Steve Howe on this record, his playing is really, for me, feels more like the lead instrument than on previous albums. I mean, I feel like this is like his album. He's all over it.
I mean, I could see that. That's fair. I just think it's funny, like on Tales from Topographic Oceans, that it's like yogic teaching, and the depth of meaning and profundity of like the sutras, and and he decides to do that, but they're short. So then this album, he goes the total opposite way and writes a song about the longest many-paged thing in literature.
Hey.
I said before, couldn't he choose like a Ring Lardner short story or something? Do you have to, anyway,
that's
whatever.
Legend.
Yeah. Gates of Delirium. This album would be great, even if the other two songs were not so great. So Sound Chaser, I mean, it's one of the most like pummeling, woven
It is.
musical assaults. I mean, it starts immediately just, kind of jazzy. It sounds like jazzy Dick Dale. But so kind of jazzy, and then it just, you have like the guitar and the synth and the bass all just kind of overlapping, and
I love that. Yeah, like
there's
early
definitely
on
a
in the
feeling
song,
of like what is going
that,
on.
like, it's like it's like layered, and it's like the guitar comes in and then it weaves in this way, and it's like it's so cool. And this song I think takes the most to really let it like spread out. I'm not done with it either. I gotta keep listening to it. I mean, I'm gonna keep listening to this forever.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in it, I need to like really like get in there. It's another gatefold.
Don't do it.
So I really need to just let it really, spread out and get all the little pieces. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Anyway,
it's descriptive.
And it is. I mean, this album is a little jazzier, and I think Sound Chaser is the most, at least to me. But You know, I don't. It doesn't feel like they did that intentionally, really. I mean,
it's just what came out.
Because it's not, it's not full on fusion.
No.
It still sounds like Yes, very much.
They never lose that signature sound of theirs.
And Patrick Moraz is he's certainly different. I mean, he is different, but he fits in absolutely perfectly. And his playing on Sound Chaser is really amazing. And I mean, the way he and Steve Howe are on this song is what I don't know, I find most entertaining on it.
Yeah,
really.
because the two sounds are so blended, where the guitar and then the keyboard, they're interchangeable in certain areas, and like one starts a line and the other takes over, and then one, and sometimes you really you can't tell right away which is which, and it's just seamless and really fun. So, and finally, To Be Over.
And To Be Over is just another wonderful melody.
Yeah.
You said it sounded a little Beach Boys-ish at one point.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a descending line in the vocal that just has a hint of Beach Boys.
I hadn't thought of it, but there is something there. I never think of Yes and the Beach Boys together. I'm not sure why not.
I don't usually either.
Incredible harmonies and
there's a specific like melancholy on this song as well that I think reminds me of the Beach Boys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. There is a melancholy about this album that altogether, even though the Gates of Delirium, it would be very fitting there, and it is there, it's still there, which is interesting. And the next two songs are not related, but
they feel related.
They might as well be.
Yeah, it feels like a very unified piece to me.
Yeah,
the three songs.
It really does. Yeah, this is complex music made by. I mean, this is to. I think it's fair to say it's peak. And I think it's also fair to say I think they probably should have continued in this direction. It's funny. They took a hiatus.
Yeah.
After.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. If you're a band, and you're out there, you're moving, you're grooving, don't ever stop.
I mean,
You're like Shark.
I think what we've got here is
a
dead shark. Yeah. Anyway, the
No, it's a shame because when they reconvene to work on the next
album,
Going for
the One is fine. It's just different. It's different, and
it's not this.
They were so good at
complex.
this. They really did long songs. I mean, some people could do them, but it's not all they did. Like Genesis,
right?
Obviously there are a number of longer songs, but mostly they didn't do that, and. But they really did, and no one did it better than Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at least.
And another funny thing about Yes
that stature.
We were talking about is just how popular they were and how successful they were in the mainstream.
Yeah.
I mean, all of their albums, from the Yes album until Drama,
yeah,
were in the top 10, which is just insane.
It is. It's
considering the musical landscape right now. Imagining a band that puts something like this out being in the top 10 is.
First, imagine a band like this, but that's another story.
Yeah. Then imagine them in their underwear.
Another thing about this album is that, and this, I'm sure this. I mean, this could bother me too, but it doesn't really, because I listen to a lot of music that is pretty noisy and lo-fi and whatnot, and I guess I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
But there is noise on Soon. It's pretty obvious. It seems to follow Steve Howe around, and it's a little distracting. I know that, I mean, if you listen to the digital stuff, and I haven't heard the Steven Wilson stuff.
Remix, yeah.
Yet. Stuff. I keep saying stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's unfortunate, but it is. There's some hiss. Yes, you do.
No, I
don't. No, it's really pretty noticeable.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I assume whatever I hear was intended, and I don't question it unless it's like the most outrageous.
Well, I don't know why you'd want that. In like the quietest passage of the song, to someone to be like, yeah, I don't. There's really no reason. It doesn't serve a purpose.
I know it wasn't John just being like.
Yeah, right. That would have been Rick Wakeman who snuck in.
He was eating his curry.
Yeah.
And hissing.
But there are plenty of songs, that are that I listen to that are just compressed and noisy and
as
I guess you know, so I don't. It doesn't bother me.
But you felt like you needed to mention it.
Well, it's just interesting. It's interesting because Yes albums are you know,
pretty.
It's the first time we've encountered that, and yeah, it's unfortunate.
Well, I don't mind.
Well, I do want to get the Stephen Wilson remixes and for these, and you know, just
hear it all. You can hear it all.
There's only so much money in the world.
There is unlimited money. There's printed more every day.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching our discussion of Relayer by Yes. Please make sure to let us know in the comments what you think of this album. And please like and subscribe to the channel. And also stay tuned for more videos right here at States and Kingdoms every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll see you next time.